Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day. It's Earth Day today, um, the 22nd of April. I remember the very first Earth Day. I remember when the Whole Earth catalog came out, and Buckminster Fuller had a full diagram of a geodesic dome that you could build at home. It was pretty cool. We did build one. We took it to rock festivals and we used a parachute over it, and that was our hut. Those were some good times. That was fun. And, one of the things that I learned from that is that fun is fun. You can have fun. There's all sorts of ways to have fun. And when we're not having fun, we might want to look at what we're doing. I know that I have made some really bad choices, some radical turns, ran through some dead ends, and most of it was because of my habits, my addictions, and I spent a lifetime in addictions, and there were so many of them. How could we, which ones do you choose? Which ones were more dominating than others? Which ones were having a more detrimental effect on me? Because I was addicted to cigarettes. I was addicted to alcohol. I was addicted to food and drugs. I was addicted to my emotions, my fantasies, romance and victimization, um, um, and I'd have these consistent problems that kept emerging, and they keep reappearing. And no matter how much I would be out there thinking, pretending that I was happy while I was living in denial, even though I was I had I've always had a great sense of humor. I can laugh at myself. I can laugh at anything. Nobody goons me better than me. So I can do all that. But, there's a level of where we have a tolerance, make a lot of excuses, to rationalize, justify, and pretty much validate everything that we're doing one way or the other. And so, guilty, done it a lot. And so, how do you get out of this trap? How do you get past addictions and habits? How do we find our way uncomfortable in making excuses rather than decisions or choices? And it's so easy to do. Oh, I'd go get some exercise, but I would stop doing that or stop eating that. But if I could only, if I did this, that, whatever, and we all have. I'd say everybody's done it. Everybody does it. It's what people do. It's all a part of the process. And, if you're not processing the process, while you're in the process, well, you might miss a few things. And that's all life is. It's redundant that way. And it's only as exciting as we choose it to be, as exciting as we decide it is. Now, I realize that we all live in, and I absolutely believe that we all live in a matrix, in an illusion, in this broad band universe that we can concoct and create anything in our imaginations and validate it and believe it absolutely and create it as our reality, no matter what it is. Now, for me, I chose a long line of victimization where it was showing up in my in my speak, in how I was using my word. I would usually find, that I would speak about what was troubling me. I'd be making a constant "woe is me" reference to my aches and pains, and I realized the more I did that, the more they appeared, the more profound they were. And so doing that, I kept looking outside myself. I was trying to find some way to resolve um, these issues, but I was looking in the wrong direction. I was always looking outside and making excuses for this and not taking enough responsibility and realizing that I was just setting myself up for my usual sense of victimhood and abandonment and feeling taken advantage of and used. And this would eventually get me pretty depressed. I've had a lot of depression. I don't always show it, but I will speak it. I've written about it a lot. And I've had a lot of suicidal tendencies, although I'd never do that. I wouldn't take that seriously. But the thoughts have come up, where just wonder why, what's it all about? So I realized that the more I talked about what I don't like, the more I was actualizing all of those things. So, in order to turn things around, one has to talk about what they do like, what they do want, what they will do, what they are doing. I am as I am, not what I should have done, would have done, didn't do, haven't done. That's all sabotage. That's just self sabotage. And I've done so many different things to try and pacify myself with busyness and work projects and writing and poetry and cooking and shopping and eating and whatever. But they're all distractions, kind of away from the core. So I've been discovering more and more recently where I've been missing the mark. A lot. Now, I took a lot of trainings in my life. I had a lot of valuable lessons in my life. And so I had a lot of trainings that engineered a lot of thought in my mind for decades. But that's moot if you seem to forget about it and just make excuses anyway and go about life with, the painstaking task of living, you know. And life is hard, if you think so, if we make it such. I mean, I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into the illusion of relationship without ever even being with the person. It's funny how it works. That is the matrix. But you know what? I don't have to do any of that anymore. I realized that since I started doing urine therapy, that I've actually been cleansing and cleaning, and my whole paradigm has shifted. Everything about my life has changed. Everything. Everything. And so not only am I feeling better, I can talk about how I feel good all the time. I'm enterprising, I'm creative. All this stuff has just been zoom, 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 taken off in my life. And, I've got so much clarity. I'm on my way to opening that pineal gland with glistening glow. I trust that so. And so I take it with a lot more breeze. I enjoy walking in the breeze and just not taking so many things so seriously. And when I started drinking my pee, my body changed, my mind changed, my psyche changed, my friend list changed, but that's expected. But the friends that I lost or if I have lost them, I don't know. They just don't say anything. People I know, they just don't say anything. But more importantly, the new friends I've gained that say a lot. So I realized I was just hanging in the wrong spot. I just wasn't with my tribe. And so, you know, I'm happy to be alive. I don't ever feel depressed. Since I started drinking pee, I've been just much more happier. I just don't get depressed. I haven't even given it I don't give it any thought anymore. I just bounce out and roll, dig my day. It has shown improvement. So I encourage anybody and everybody to take a serious look at, what and why you make excuses. I know I made a lot of excuses, and I'm not incapable of making more. That's not out of the equation. All I'm saying is that I'm willing to look at it a lot more. I realize that all the gifts live inside me, and I'm sharing my gifts with myself. Just full on fell in love with myself, which changed the paradigm. No more self-loathing, no more self-sabotage. No more hating myself and wondering what's the point and why I'm here. I don't think those thoughts anymore. Not at all. I absolutely have a mission. I'm on purpose. I'm digging life. I really am. I've even like my voice keeps changing since I spent almost 7 or 8 years just totally destroying my body in every physical way possible. And then I've spent the last 3 years attempting to turn it around and correct it. So I had this massive neck surgery 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years ago come May. And I have a plate in my neck with screwed into 4 vertebrae, number 3 through 7. And since I've had that operation, I've always had this kind of lump in my throat. It's hard to swallow. I can't swallow it. I can't cough it up. It's just kind of there. It's weird. And and it changed some of my vocal cords too. But since I started doing urine therapy, it's been loosening up, and that's why my voice has just been changing radically. It's getting gravelly, and it's weird, but I'm okay with it. It just is what it is. But I totally believe that the urine therapy is now loosening up whatever that blockage was in my throat chakra. You know, I'm opening up my crown chakra. I'm opening up all these, all 7 of them. I don't need to go through them, or the colors they represent, or the emotions, or the bylines and wherever they connect. Because once, until we're getting it all in integration, all of it, and getting our vibrations and our energies corrected and in alignment. Um, doesn't it's those are tiny tiny steps. They're all along the way, but when you want to get to the bigger ones, you make bigger shifts, better decisions, and commit to a greater decision. No more excuses. You don't take that crap. You don't self-sabotage. You just make decisions that you know are better, and you just do it, man. You just do it. So I wish everybody has a good time, has a good laugh. Laughing is great medicine, great healer. And, if you don't laugh at yourself, somebody else will. So I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day, wherever you are, whatever you do. And, peace, love, and happiness. Oh, yeah. And boom, you've just been loved.